Hello, my crafty friends. Well, I'm fixing to try an experiment. And I decided to let y'all come along for the ride. Then you can decide if it's something you want to play with or not. If I can get this food coloring open. Okay. In this orange container, I put some water in there, and then I added some of this Sepia Calligraphy ink, so it would be, you know, watered down a little bit. So that, and this one, I'll just show you what, this one is Higgins Sepia Calligraphy. It says it's non-waterproof, but it sure mixed with water easy. I mean, look at that. It just mixed right in there. You'd think that was just a big thing of ink. So while it may not be waterproof, once it's on the paper, it evidently mixes with water well. So hopefully that'll work good. And then I've got 4 different colors of food coloring in here. And I didn't want to make them really, you know, like straight drops. So I'm going to do the same thing with them. I'm just going to put a few squirts in. I don't know. You can see how much is left in the bottle. Maybe. I didn't do very much. Do that around. Maybe I need a little more. It doesn't really matter because that's all this is for anyway. I'm not going to be food coloring any food, so. Maybe a little more. Of course, this is yellow and it looks orange, so I probably should leave it alone. I've probably got plenty. Oodles and oodles. These little droppers just happen to be some that I had left over from science kits for the kids over the years, and so oh, you can see how strong that is. So I decided this was a good way to use them. And these are just cheap Dollar Tree food color. Yeah, I probably used way too much of the yellow because everything else is really strong. Okay. And I don't have a red cup, so I'm going to put the red in a pink cup. May add a little bit more red. The red and the yellow are just not quite as strong as the blue and the green. Okay. I've also got this Tattered Angels color wash tint that has some glitter in it, some copper glitter in it. So I'm going to use that. I'll probably have to do it again too. And this one is just okay. It's they're the same thing, but I'm trying to see. Oh, this is verdigris and this is copper. So I'm going to use some of those. But the base for everything is going to be coffee. So we're going to coffee dye some papers, and then we're going to play with adding. Here's my coffee. It's cold. I should have warmed it up just so I didn't have to feel it with my hands. But anyway, that's okay. Let's go ahead and put these in here. And my plan is to do some of each. And I'm going to use the method where you get your paper wet with coffee and then you crunch it up. So we want to get the paper wet. We'll turn it over and get it wet on this side. Okay. Anyway, let's just go ahead and do it. We're going to crunch it up anyway. I don't know why I'm worried about straightening it out. Okay, so I've got coffee on that one. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to crunch it up and set it right over there. And we're going to do this one. Well, my brush is almost too big to go in my jar, but anyway, it's working fine. And then we're going to pick that up and crunch it up. And I'm just kind of loosely crunching them up. I'm not trying to do you know, a tight crunch, because I want to be able to unfold them when they're dry. Last time I did this, I went ahead and tried to open them up before they got completely dry and tore some of them. And I asked Janet, who, you know, inspired the whole thing, I asked her if you were supposed to go ahead and, you know, let it dry completely, and she said yes. So that's what we're going to do this time. We're going to let them dry completely. And I'm just going to get a bunch of them on here, and I'm going to get them wet enough that they'll still be wet. So I'm hoping they'll soak up this other stuff that I'm putting on them. And I'm going to try, see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, some of them will have to be over here, I guess, because I can't do 7 rows over there. Let's add a little bit more. I want to make sure there's enough on here. Well, I guess I should probably pause and get a bunch of these done and then come back, but I'm just going to let you watch me do them so you can have kind of an idea of how long it takes to do it. Now I'm not gonna I am gonna pause and or stop the video, you know, and leave them overnight to dry, and then I'll tag on to the end of this what they look like tomorrow. I think we can do 4. Am I being greedy? Am I trying to put too many on there? I don't know. I'm hoping that they will be dry tomorrow so I can show you what they look like soon. One thing I know is they're not going to dry before I get my colors put on them, because it takes a while for that to work. So okay, sometimes I paint, sometimes I just kind of dip them, just depends. If I'm in the kitchen, sometimes I dip them, but out here I don't have the kind of space I have in there, so I'm just painting them. You can paint in a lot smaller space, because you still have to have places to put them, but that's one thing about this wad up method. You can do quite a few pages in a small space and still let them dry and all that, so. Keep almost missing my jar. It's one good thing about having so many coffee drinkers in the family. Inevitably, somebody will make a second pot because they didn't get enough out of the first pot of the day, and then I have extra left over to play with. I don't know about your family, but none of mine really like to pull it out of the refrigerator and reheat it to drink it, so any coffee gets in the refrigerator, they know it's for me. There's no danger of them trying to drink it. And I don't drink coffee. I just like to play with it. So everybody else drinks it. I play with it. Come on. I'm going to set more than there's really room for over there, and then I'll move some of them over here when I get finished so that to do the next step. Okay, I think I am going to pause the video for a minute and finish this part, and then I'll come back. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take each one of these, and I'm just going to take whatever it is I've chosen to put in that thing, and I'm going to take a dropper full of it, and I'm just going to, you know, run it around in here. I don't know. We've got quite a bit of it, might as well. I don't want to do so much, though, that that I totally lose the, you know. I think one of the keys to this is having your edges up, so there's lots of crevices for it to go into. I don't know, that's just my thought. Haven't ever done it before. Just something that thought might be fun. I'm hoping that, you know, because the paper's wet, it'll soak up some of this and it'll kind of be watercolory rather than just strong. I don't know. We will see. It'd be cool if we got a little crossover. These aren't really touching each other, so that probably won't happen, but I guess I could force them to touch each other, and then we'd see if that would make some crossover happen. I don't know. This may end up being hideous, but we won't know if we don't try. And if it is hideous, then if it ever pops into your brain, you'll know not to do it. So however it turns out, I'm going to show you. Okay, the other two I want to do are these. might be more effective if I didn't do so much. I don't know. If we do it and we kind of like it, but we think it's too much, then we'll maybe do another one where I don't do as much. But and this is my paper towel because I didn't have enough of these. But I use this paper towel to mop up the coffee, so I decided why not. Alrighty. Now we're just going to leave them overnight and let them dry and see what happens. Yay! See you tomorrow. I decided to go ahead and use up this stuff. Not sure exactly how I'm going to do it, but I've got some index cards, and I'm just going to lay them down. Obviously, I can't do it. Let's see. Yeah, maybe that'll work. I can get a few more on this way. All right, well, we'll start with those 6. And I'm going to go ahead and paint a little coffee on them. Oh, the red's kind of moving. That's cool. Okay, let's stick that in there. And then I'm going to use one of these. And let's just let's do a couple. And now some yellow. A little bit of green. Throw a little blue. Oh, blue. Blue. Okay. Now, obviously, we need to get the other side wet with something. All right, we're just going to do that. Okay, this is just another experiment. It's experiment day. Okay, now we're gonna throw some more on top here. And put some coffee on them. All right, now then I'm going to go ahead and use the dropper and put some of this drops of sepia. Ooh, that's fun. I like those. I like those. I'm tempted to stop right there. I think I'm going to actually. I'm just going to stop right there and let these dry. No. We got too much more stuff. We're just going to go ahead and see what happens. Let me get some more of those. I didn't realize I was going to have so much fun. I wasn't thinking about how much of this stuff I had left. And okay. Now that kind of messes up what I just did. That's the one thing about layering these on top of each other, is that the whatever you did underneath kind of gets messed up when you put more coffee on top. But who knows? It might still look cool. Okay, let's go ahead and do some more with the sepia. I really like that. And sepia costs more than food coloring, so I just haven't used it in so long. I didn't. I decided I wanted to play with it. I tried a little calligraphy with it, and I'm not a good calligrapher, so I didn't do any more. Um, it's kind of pretty just like that. Well, I think I need to get some more. This time I'll get more than I think I can use. Maybe it'll be enough. These might end up being bases for my iCads. I don't know how many of you are doing iCAD 2020, but I'm planning to. I will, well, I'm just going to go right out and say, not probably, I will not be doing a video every day, though, because um, I just have too many things to do and not enough time to do a video every day. But I will be doing one at least once a week. Look at that brush, that poor brush. Okay. I will be doing a video once a week, and let's do some on the edges. Let it soak in as it will. Let's add some blue. Alrighty. I'm about to be out of coffee, so we'll probably stop when I get to that place anyway. I'm kind of at the point where I'm probably making mud anyway, so. But who knows, mud might be pretty. Okay, let's go back to this, because this is my favorite. Alrighty. I think I'm just going to add more blue because they look good together. They look good together. if this doesn't turn out pretty, at least I'm having fun, right? That's what it's all about. So okay. We're almost through with that. So okay, let's go ahead and do one more set of these. Okay, so we're making mud here, and we're just going to be happy with mud. Woo, that looks pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and add a couple more because I think we can. All right, we're going to leave these, and I may see if I can pour off some of the dregs here. Actually, I'm going to because it'll take forever to dry if there's all that, if they're setting it all that. Okay. Alrighty. We're going to just let that dry. They may all look like this. They almost look avocado dyed. They look browner on screen. They look pinker to me. But anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and pour all of this in there. And I'll go in the house and clean it all up. Okay. Save my jars and everything. Alrighty. Well, we'll be back for the reveal later. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back, and most of these are dry. They're not maybe completely dry, but dry enough I think I can go ahead and open them. If I'm wrong, we'll find out in a minute. I just thought I'd show you first some of the postcards that I made. That was pretty cool, isn't it? I'm just going to flip through them real quick. I probably will use some of these for the index for the iCAD 2020. Anyway, you can see that those actually turned out pretty cool. All different. None of them are exactly the same. I made 49 of those that quick. That was pretty good. Okay, we're going to start. Let's start with these because these are the ones I'm the most interested in, if the kind of paint stuff made them stick together. Well, so far it doesn't look like it. There we go. I'm doing it gently because as I open it, I see that it's not as dry as I thought it was. But that's pretty cool. You can see that gold on there and the green. I'll try to iron these before my live stream tomorrow night, and then I'll show them on my live stream so you can see what they really look like. They're all going to be a little bit different because they were all, you know, crumpled up and inked a little bit different. But it's the same style. I really like that. Now that's a different one. Just one more of these. I didn't have enough papers, and this was the last one I did, so I only got 3 of these. That's really pretty. I'm really happy with these. Now these are the ones that had the copper. Okay, there we go. This one didn't get a whole lot of copper in it. Not much on that one, just a little bit right there. A little bit up here. Enough to make it interesting. They'll look pretty in a journal. Let's see if this one got more. It looks like maybe it did. Yeah, this one got a little bit more. This is the last one of the ones with the metallic stuff. Kind of have to figure out the key to the puzzle here. Open gently. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Okay, I'll definitely be doing more of those. This is the one with the sepia ink, the calligraphy ink. Oh, I think this is going to be my favorite. Look how that ink went. Sometimes places it's really stark, but then in other places it just kind of blended into the paper. I wish you could see better how really pretty that is. I think you can see it better down here than when I try to hold it up. Ooh, I am so happy with these. Yay! Even if the food coloring ones look silly, I'm happy enough with the ones I've just opened to call it a success. But we'll get to the food coloring ones in just a minute. There's some more of that. Usually I think things look prettier on the screen than they do in person, but these papers look much better in person. Oh, what's that? Totally missed that one. Got so excited about the sepia ones, I didn't realize I'd missed it. Alright, let's try these. This is red food coloring. And it's much darker, more maroony or wine than red when it mixes with that coffee. Uh-oh, I was not gentle enough with that one. I'll show you. Made a little tear right there. That was wetter than I thought it was, too. It's funny, these ones with the food coloring are a lot wetter than the other ones. Or at least this one is. Let me take this off. I thought that would help the color, but I don't think it does actually. Okay, we're going to leave it there. This is the yellow food coloring. I'm sure you probably could have guessed that. This would be really pretty in a sunflower journal. It's got that same yellow-brown look that sunflowers have. Don't have any plans at the moment to make a sunflower journal, but I can see these papers being real pretty in one. I'm sure there are other things they would be pretty in too, but... See how rusty that looks? I really like that. Now green. I planned to do watercolors as well, but I didn't have space to do watercolors. So may try those watercolors another day, but and one thing I wanted to say, I just happen to have a whole bunch of those droppers, but you know, if you just had one dropper, you just rinse it out with water in between colors and don't fret over that. There's another green. And be sure if you don't wait for them to get completely dry that you're very careful with them. I have made a couple of minor tears, but for the most part at this point it's doing fine. Alrighty, here's the last green one. And now blue. In the camera this looks blue, but in person it looks a little more turquoise, which I like. I'm pleased with that. I like turquoise. It's kind of a blue-green, you know, kind of mixture. Oh, see? Be careful or that happens. I was just too impatient to wait. If I wasn't doing a video, I probably would have waited till tomorrow, but I wanted to get this video up tonight. And I started it yesterday, so I want to get it done because I got to start iCads tomorrow. That's really pretty. I'm loving them all. I'm loving them all. The coffee makes those bright food colors darken up so they all look more vintagey. That pleases me a lot because I was thinking when I put that color on there, man, that's just going to be too bright. I'm not going to be happy with it, but I am. The coffee did the trick there. One more. Come on, gently, gently. Well, watered this one funny. Okay. Okay. There they are. And I had, let's see, 31, I think, sheets of paper. Because I did 7 different things with them. Let me see if I can bring this down a little closer and let you see them a little bit better. Oops. Well, let's move that just a second. It belongs down there. Just so I don't get confused. These are the ones I really wish. Well, that one looks, it just, it's like the pink or the sepia got in between the paper. Some of it's sitting on the outside and some of it's like buried inside. Like I've got 2 sheets of paper over the top of it. It's really an unusual look. Okay. There it is. My fun, my fun, my fun. I hope you enjoyed this. God bless you and have a great day.